Hey everybody, welcome back to the Planeswalker Coach channel. I'm your host, Paladin Robin. Folks, we're working our way through the Aetherdrift set. We're looking at the top 10 cards for each of the rarities. If you've been paying attention, you can see that I've already put out a video for the masterpieces, so the top 10 masterpieces in Aetherdrift, and then also the top 10 mythics in Aetherdrift. And then finally, the one that I just put out right before this is the top 10 rares in Aetherdrift. So this one is going to take a look at the top 10 commons and uncommons in Aetherdrift. So if you haven't already, take a look at those other videos and kind of work your way through this set alongside myself. Okay, so let's get into it. This will be the top 10 cards that I think come from Aetherdrift as far as the commons and uncommons combined. These cards are coming out in no particular order. So let's get started. Here's the first one, Trip Up. This one is cycling 6, destroy a random opposing creature. You can do this for 12. 12 is a little high when you consider we're destroying a creature. But you know what? I think that when you take a look at some of the other cards for black, maybe this is about right. You'll find some that would cost maybe 8 or 10. So again, a little on the high side. But what I really like about this one is that it's blue and you can destroy a random opposing creature. When you look at the cards that allow you to destroy a random opposing creature or target creature your opponent controls, that kind of a thing, a lot of them you'll find are black. There's a good amount that are also white. But for blue, you'll see a lot of the return target creature from the battlefield to your opponent's hand. You'll see that more often than you'll see destroy random opposing creature. And there's a big difference. For a card like Galta, right, the green dinosaur that we see so many times in different games, if you were to return that to your opponent's hand, they're only going to play it again and then receive Galta's benefit one more time. So you don't really want to do that. You'd rather destroy him. And this is a blue card that allows you to do that, right? You don't see a lot of this in blue, and that's really why I like it. Okay, let's take a look at this next one. Night Market. This is a land with 2 shields. It'll cost you 7. At the beginning of your turn, gain 2 mana. So I think this is a theme that we've been seeing with this particular set here. You can see that you'll gain 2 mana, you'll gain 3 mana from some other cards, you'll gain 7 mana from another card, 10 mana from a different card. And you know what? That's a different thing. That's a little bit of a change. You're gaining mana as opposed to maybe converting gems. And we'll see that a lot in this set. So I think I do like this one a lot because you know what? Free mana is great. It's going to help you to get an advantage. You're going to be able to win games because you're able to play things a lot faster. And a card like this here will definitely help that to be a thing for you. Here's the next one, Haunt the Network. For 16, it's a spell card. Create 2 Thopter tokens. Then your opponent loses X life and you gain X life. X is the number of artifact cards you control, including their reinforcements. So I do like this one a lot. I would try to definitely throw in a ton of those artifact cards. You want to make sure you have lots of tokens. Stuff like gold tokens and map tokens. Those are great. Those will count as artifacts. Stuff like the Thopters will also help because those are artifacts. And you know what? You get a lot of those. You put a deck together that kind of emphasizes that. You're going to be able to do some good damage with Haunt the Network. So, really cool card. Earth Rumbler. For 14, you get a support. It's an artifact vehicle. When a pilot creature enters the battlefield under your control, your first creature gets +1/+1. So I like this because you get a buff. What I'm kind of working on right now is trying to see if we can get pilot creatures to come under your control several times in a single turn, because that's going to help you, right? You're going to be able to get a nice big buff. Something like that, if you can get it going, that's going to be really nice. Here's the next one, Unswerving Sloth for 12. It's a 5/5 sloth mount creature. Saddle 4. If this creature is saddled, this creature gains prevent damage until the end of turn. I like that prevent damage. I think that's going to be super helpful. What I would do is give this one Berserker and make sure you're able to hit that saddled effect, right? Because if you got saddled, you got a Berserker ability. This one's going to attack your opponent's creatures and not take any damage because of prevent damage here. So that's super helpful. I think if you get this one big enough, you're going to be able to take out your opponent's creatures and really just control the game in that way. Okay, here's the next one. Avishkar Raceway. For 10, you get a land. It's only got one shield, so you're going to have to be careful. But it's a decent card. At the beginning of your turn, gain 2 mana. Boost 3. At the beginning of your turn, discard a card, then draw a card. This boost 3, you can see right here, when you cast cards with boost, your Planeswalker gains a speed emblem if you don't have it. When your creatures deal combat damage to your opposing Planeswalker, your speed value will increase. Cards with boost have effects that only activate if your speed value is equal or higher than the boost level. So with this one, you can get an extra card, and you can discard a card, get another card in your hand. I think that's really helpful because for me, like I've always said, I'm a combo player. I like to make sure that I get the cards I need and I get them fast. And if you can get cards that you need, you get them fast, you can set up your nasty combos, and that's really going to help you to win games quickly and efficiently. And that's really what I'm trying to do as a combo player. So this is awesome. I think the gain 2 mana ability here is really, really good. This set has a lot of those where you'll see gain 2 mana, gain 3 mana, gain whatever kind of mana. And I think that's a really, really good thing. I think that's going to definitely help some of these players that have supports that only have 1 shield, right? Because if you have a support, it's only got 1 shield, you don't want to really do a whole lot of convert gem to whatever color because you're accidentally going to hit these things and destroy them. So this gain 2, it's a little bit safer way to get free mana in your hand. And I do like this one because it does that. Alright, here's the next one. Scrounging Sky Ray. For 10, you get a 1/2 fish pirate. Cycling 4, when you discard a card, this creature gets +1/+1. In the past, I've kind of created ways where you can draw a card, discard, draw a card, discard, draw a card, discard. That kind of a cycle several times in a turn. And if you can get that going with this one here, you're going to be doing some really good stuff. You're going to be bulking this creature up really, really nicely. And there's several ways to do that. So this one going to be kind of cool. I'm going to see if I can put something together and show you guys exactly what I mean on this channel. Here's the next one. Veteran Beast Rider. It's a 3/4 creature for 10. Activate 2. Your creatures get +1/+1. I think this is a really good one because you have the activate 2. That is going to be something that you can easily do. Maybe with a deck that converts a lot of gems, you'll be able to hit these pretty quickly. The fact that there's only 2 kind of hurts, but you know what? If you had more than that, that'd be even better. What I really like here is all your creatures will get the buff, right? And it's a 1/1 buff that's going to stay. It's a permanent buff. And really, if you can hit that every single turn, both of these every turn, that's going to help you. That's really going to help you. Okay, here's the next one. Silken Strength. Your first creature gets +1/+3 and gains reach. I like reach. Reach is a nice one because you can block, and when you block, your opponent's flying creatures are going to get blocked as well. Reach is really good if you have like Death Touch and First Strike on the same creature, or maybe prevent damage. And this one is a nice one because you're going to be able to get some blocking going, and it's going to provide some good defense as long as you can protect your creature. And really kind of a flexible, useful card here. Alright, here's the last one. Altark Mammoth. For 14, you get a 5/5. It says saddle 5 at the beginning of a combat on your turn. If this creature is saddled, create an elephant token. This is what the elephant is. It's a 3/3 green creature, and you'll be able to put 1 every single turn as long as you have that saddle ability activated. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the videos for this series. Like and subscribe, share with all your friends. It really helps the channel. Good gaming, guys.